Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim and Yakwat that are turning in and listening. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Bracha Them. So we're taking a look here at what's going on, prophecy speaking in the news here, and just the fact that well, even Damascus is supporting, Palestine and their resistance against the deal of the century, which is this deal of the century that Donald Trump has made, has sparked a lot of anger because the most hated, Amalek, wants to annex the state of Israel and pretty much these bastards dwell on an Ashdod and nobody wants them there. The least of the flock is drawing everybody into this war. And so what's happening is, if you haven't been watching the videos, Syrian Arab Army has pretty much liberated major areas in the Idlib province and over in Aleppo. So there's more from Syrian war front.
On January the 28th, units of the Syrian army, led by the 25th Special Mission Forces Division, liberated the town of Marat al-Numan, the Wadi al-Daif military base, and nearby villages from Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and other al-Qaeda-linked groups. Earlier on the same day, a Turkish military convoy consisting of at least 30 vehicles entered Syria through the Kafra-Luzin crossing and moved to the south. This was mostly a tactical maneuver designed to demonstrate to pro-Turkish militant groups that Ankara was not going to surrender its positions in Idlib. Nonetheless, the only thing that these Turkish forces are able to do is to establish another observation point in the region. Local sources say that this point will be set up south of Sarakib. Another area where Hayat Tahrir al-Sham forces suffered setbacks is southwestern Aleppo, where government troops pushed militants away from the Khan Tuman farms and delivered a blow to militant formations deployed in the Rashidin 5 area. On January 29th, government forces continued their operations on both front lines. The current priority of the Syrian army in southeastern Idlib is to secure the chunk of the M5 highway between Khan Shaykhun and Marat al-Numan. After this, the militant strongpoints in Kafra Nubur and Kafra Zadshna will likely become the next target of the army offensive. Their liberation is crucial if government troops want to create a proper defense against possible militant attacks from the Zawiya mountain area. Sarakib, located on the crossroad of the M4 and M5 highways, is also a high-priority target. Nonetheless, an advance in this direction is unlikely in the immediate future. In western Aleppo, the Syrian army seeks to liberate Khan Tuman, Rashidin 4 and Rashidin 5 in order to limit the number of mortar and rocket attacks on Aleppo city by militants. The Syrian military, supported by the Russian air power and special forces, launched an offensive in Greater Idlib on December 19, 2019. Since then, pro-government forces have liberated over 50 settlements in the south and the east of the Idlib de-escalation zone. As long as al-Qaeda-linked factions remain the core of the so-called Idlib opposition, and Turkish-backed groups cooperate with them, such military operations in the area will continue.
And this in from the Syrian Arab News Agency. Pentagon admits 50 U.S. troops sustained injuries in Iran strike on al-Assad base. So, now it's, this is what they're admitting to. Of course, like everything else, though, the alternative media has already been reporting that there has been quite a few deaths in this. So, finally, the Pentagon's admitting that they did suffer a loss from the retaliatory. The Pentagon on Tuesday admitted that 50 American troops sustained brain injuries from Iranian airstrikes on al-Assad base in Iraq this month. As of today, U.S. service members have been diagnosed with traumatic brain injury. Pentagon spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Campbell was quoted by Reuters on saying in a statement about injuries in the attack on al-Assad air base in western Iraq. Campbell indicated that 31 service members have received treatment in Iraq, while 18 troops have been taken to Germany for further evaluation and treatment. Good, these fucking terrorists deserve it. Because that's all America is a hub of terrorists. As stated previously, this is a snapshot in time and numbers can change. Colonel Campbell said, "We will continue to provide updates as they become available." In its previous update on Friday, the Pentagon had put the number of those injured at 34. Trump later last week appeared to play down the injuries, saying he heard they had headaches and a couple of other things. Of course they're going to downplay this because it's really embarrassing to them because, people can look at it as your threats are no threats. You fucking do something to me, we will retaliate on you. That's how the rest of the world views this. And other articles here from the War Pigs. This is from John Bolton, which is very interesting. "If I listened to him, we'd be on World War VI. Trump slams nasty and untrue Bolton book." Yeah, because Bolton really actually was escalating things. But of course, like everything else, though, of course this is all coming out because Trump had fired him. Right? Because, of course, all right, that's too radical, got to calm this thing down. The coordinated leak of the Bolton manuscript has revived Democrats' hopes for calling the former national fucketary advisor to testify at Trump's trial in the Senate. Mitch McConnell reluctantly admitted last night. And as Republican frustration with the mustached neocon reaches a boiling point, President Trump, who famously fired Bolton via Twitter, has taken to his favorite social media platform to bash his former NSA. Yeah, fucking NSA. Trump begins by slamming Bolton's disloyalty, claiming that Bolton besieged him for a non-Senate approved job, that Trump caved and gave it to him despite many saying, "Do not do it, sir." Trump also mocked Bolton's tendency toward gaffes during TV appearances, like the time he claimed the U.S. was looking at the Libya model. Yeah, well, and that's the big reason right there why they had let him go, because he mentioned the Libya model. To handle North Korea, he was immediately roasted by national security experts who noted that Gaddafi's decision to surrender his nuclear ambitions eventually led to his overthrow and brutal murder. And that's absolutely what happened. If he would have still had nuclear weapons, he would not have been taken out. And all these countries know that. That's why they're building up their nuclear arsenal. Because those that have nuclear weapons do not get attacked. That's why you never really seen the U.S. directly attack North Korea. Now, we talked about, of course, that every year, the fiscal year, you're going to see stock market plunges. Well, this coronavirus outbreak, which is funny because they show this in a Simpsons cartoon. I think I'll grab that real quick as well after reading this one. American and Chinese airlines may never bounce back from the coronavirus outbreak. Airlines around the world would have taken a hit thanks to Boeing. Now the coronavirus outbreak is set to kick the industry while it's already down. And the U.S. and China will be hit especially hard. Plenty of countries are limiting flights to China right now. Air Canada just announced it's canceling select flights. South Korea, Hong Kong, and other Asian countries have cut off travel and reducing flights. And screening for symptoms of the coronavirus, which have already killed more than 100 people in China and possibly a Thai woman in India as well. But when it's all said and done, air traffic between the U.S. and China might never really recover, dealing a serious blow to both Chinese and American airlines at a time when their shares are already taking a beating. You see how that's also manifesto? But wait, The Simpsons predicted something like this. So here's some predictive programming. I mean, they show you so much predictive programming in here, including 9/11. But here's this.
Gotta get a juicer. Gonna drink juice, lose weight, won't get chest pains from answering the phone anymore.
Please don't tell the supervisor I have the flu. I've been working with a shattered pelvis for 3 weeks.
Oh, my juice loosener's never gonna come.
Hey, Dad, this came for you in the mail.
Mother, get an extra special hug ready. I bought you a new juicer. Good Lord. Flu germs entering every orifice in my head.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What the?
The dreaded Osaka flu has hit Springfield with over 300 cases now reported. Now over to Arnie Pie with Arnie in the Sky.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around and around. And look out at the corner of 12th and Main because I'm going to be sick. Whoop.
Okay, Mr. Sun, give me what you got.
98.6. You're fine. Now hurry up or you'll miss your bus. Maybe you better take that temperature one more time.
Sarge, we keep getting orders to let the virus win.
Must be a school day. Lay down your arms.
All right, let's make some puffs.
So you get the general idea of the predictive programming. And their ultimate goal is to put a microchip in you, aka give you the mark of the beast. So what better way than to create fear with this virus, and then also with an already declining economy, because they're deliberately crashing the economy on purpose so they can bring it out. Problem equals solution. U.S. pending home sales plunged most since 2010. So that's 10 years ago. After a surge in existing home sales and a third monthly decline in new home sales, pending home sales for December were expected to break the tie over the state of U.S. housing with a continued rebound. However, they very much did not, with sales crashing at 4.9 MON, the biggest money drop since May 2010. So a lot of people ain't buying homes, not like they used to. Because, who's fucking rich nowadays? All regional indices were down in December. So you can just see everything plundering. The Northeast PHSI slipped 4.0% to 92.4% in December, 0.1 lower than a year ago. In the Midwest, the index dropped 3.6 to 98.8 last month, 1/3 higher than in December 2018. In the South, decreased 5.5 to an index of 118.1 in December, a 7.4 increase from December 2018. The index in the West fell 5.4% in December 2019 to 93.1. An increase of 7.0% from a year ago, While December crash pending home sales still surged 6.8 year over year, with mortgage rates down over 1%, but fell to the lowest SAAR since February 2019. So, this economy ain't doing too good, Mortgage rates are expected to hold under 4% for most of 2020, while new job creation will likely exceed 2 million, said Lawrence Young, NAR's chief economist. The state of housing in 2020 will depend on whether home builders bring more affordable homes to the market. We're going to need more lower rates to keep this train going, so that means to deliberately devalue the properties, so that way more people can afford it, that sort of thing. So, like everything else, though, it's a dying economy, and well, that just leads everything there to the hour of temptation, which is the mark of the beast. And you know the consequences for those that take the mark of the beast, which no other camps teach this. And we, the prophets of doom, which is another term for the 144,000, is the way that I see it. But, you know, of course, we are telling our people this because, you know, this is loudly speaking. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. And how is that being done? Well, what we're saying on the street. We, the doomsday prophets, saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh and give glory unto him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven. Actually, we say it a lot more than just that. It should say, fear Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. And there followed another beast, saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. You know, we're constantly talking about that. You know, we're saying it with a loud voice. I mean, you get to these other bigger camps, we get even louder, and we say it with a loud voice. You know, that this whole place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. The third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and we're constantly in this, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, that's the RFID implant, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And what's that talking about? Well, that's talking about these nuclear missiles. And shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. We're just basically telling them, hey man, this third woe that's coming quickly, you're going to get consumed and caught in it. If you take this mark of the beast, or if you're joined unto Babylon at all, come out of her, my people. I mean, we're constantly getting into that. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. You know, and that's just it. Receiving the mark of his name, basically being joined unto Babylon, being joined unto the beast, which is the whole thing. You know, being joined unto Esau, pretty much, because that's who the beast is. You know, you're going to be caught up in this. And that's exactly what we're saying. We're the prophets of doom, and we're saying that, hey, this doom will come from you. You are doomed if you take that mark of the beast. You are doomed if you shall, you know, not keep the commandments. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai, and the faith of Yahushai. You know, it's all there. Make no mistake about it. This prophecy will come to pass, and you just don't want to be partakers in it. I mean, that's what we say with a loud voice over and over again, you know, because of course Trump's going to say this day is never coming, even though everybody else sees the writing on the wall. Very superstitious, writing on the wall. Yeah, that's what everybody else is saying. And it ain't even superstition. It's biblical prophecy. You know, he'd like to say it's just superstition, but it's really biblical prophecy. And that's all we're doing is reading these prophecies. This being the year prophecy, you know, we're getting closer and closer to that day and that hour. And you may as well get this while you still can. Other camps have been taken down. Yeah, I can show you that real quick. This just happened to GMS Great Waters. Hold on a second. Let me grab that real quick.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, b'Hashem Yahushai, b'Hashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone, who taught me his truth, and a sincere Shalom out there to the elect, teaching his truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. I'm Brother Yasharan, and I got a real quick update for you, brothers of the Spirit. I wanted to get this up before we go to camp today. There's well, GMS Great Waters 144 has been terminated. GMS Buffalo NY is the new channel. So if you brothers want, you know, spread the word. And I'll leave a link in the description box. You know, GMS Buffalo NY, it's going to be the new main channel where we post videos. You know, as we get closer to the end, these things are going to keep happening more rapidly. You know, things are going to keep happening. Things are just going to be keep getting thrown at us, man. You know, that's why it's important to keep up. So till next time, shalom.
And that's another thing is the devil not only is going to be fucking with the channels, but he's going to be sending your computer viruses. So just make sure you're up to date with virus prevention. I had to downsize to the Windows 7 system over this shit because of the fact that, well, I didn't have a Windows 10 disk going around. And so I had to downsize to the Windows 7 because that's the only disk that I actually had. And pretty much had to put in another hard drive completely, you know, because I ended up getting a virus, you know, and, you know, don't have an extra $20 or $30 to go buy virus protection. But at the same time, though, there's plenty of free ones. Avast is one of them. But, man, just, you know, watch out for things like CCleaner, because CCleaner will purposely download the Chromium. Chromium you do not want because I will fuck with your YouTube and your Google. So this devil is coming at you with everything that he has. Because he hasn't much time left. And we know that he controls the power of the air, which is pretty much the media, the internet. So, that being said, though, I hope all this has been edifying. Like everything else, though, get this while we still can. Famine of the Word is around the corner, as well as all these other prophecies will come to pass. For that, I want to say, Braka the Yahweh, Braka the Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash, Wa Abba Babal. Brakathum Yehofolek. Shalom.